Edmonton opening victory for the Argos in 24 years. Not so much for Corey Chamberlain, whose crew tries to avoid their first 0-2 start under Chamberlain. So we're underway with Anthony Coombs on the return. Argos won the toss. They have deferred, and the wind could be a factor here today, blowing out of the north as one of the players of the week. And what a performance by Trevor Harris in Fort McMurray, 24 of 27.
Oh, unbelievable. 88% completion percentage, 347 yards, 3 touchdowns. Did not throw an interception in that game in Fort McMurray, which was a home game for the Toronto Argonauts. Key component of the offense was Brandon Whitaker at running back.
Could see Henry Josie at running back as well, but Whitaker starts. And the give inside is to Whitaker, and a run close to a first down for Brandon Whitaker, 174 yards from scrimmage last week.
On defense for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, they get their leader back in Tyron Brackenridge at safety. He is a guy that will elevate the level of intensity for this entire team. And a new starter at middle linebacker, Jake Talley, Utah State.
A lot of youthful exuberance with Dowdy. Here's the sweep as Dury unable to turn the corner. Man, a short gain for Dury, who will check out of this offense. A lot of focus, though, on the Rider defense and tackling issues last week.
It was a very vocal Corey Chamberlain throughout the work week. Close practice. He got up in the grill with a lot of these players.
He was even running wind sprints and doing push-ups. 2nd and 7. Short drop Harris, quick hitter, and Hazelton the catch. Close, but just short of a first down, it would appear, for Hazelton, who had one grab in Fort McMurray and a touchdown against the Eskimos.
All the 3 new receivers to the CFL for the Argos all contributed. Kevin Elliott had 3 catches for 77 yards, another newcomer out of Florida A&M. And you mentioned Hazelton and Gurley all contributing in the 347 for Trevor Harris.
Hazelton and Gurley had touchdowns. Elliott had a big catch of 53 yards to set up a touchdown. 3rd of less than a yard. Adrian McPherson, and the short yardage crews in, and a good push to the Rough Rider 50 for a first down behind Greg Van Roten, the center. Jeff Keeping is out for the 2nd straight week for the Argos on the offensive line.
Well, he just looked like he was a veteran out there, and Trevor Harris against a very good Edmonton defense. Remember, last year the Edmonton Eskimos on defense were the #1 team in the league against the pass. And Trevor Harris made them look very average in week 1.
461 yards of offense against Edmonton, working against the wind here. Pass out, and Gurley's got the catch. Working against a newcomer on the corner. That's Tyree Hollins with the tackle, replacing the injured Marche Green.
Yeah, 10 changes in the roster for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, including the one we talked about off the top in Tyron Brackenridge, who missed week 1 against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, but they have to get Tyree Hollins out there on the corner. Jake Dowdy at linebacker. Jeff Knox Jr. at linebacker. Newcomers to this defense.
Scott Reichenbald has checked into that linebacking core for the Roughriders. Argos with a first down. And pressure for the first time. And down goes Harris. Alex Hall gets home. 16 sacks in 2013. And Hall dumps Trevor Harris.
Well, Chris Van Zyl had some issues yesterday and is under the weather trying to play through it in this game. And just an inside pass rush from Alex Hall, and freezes one of the best tackles in the game.
Just 1 sack for the Roughriders last week. Loss of 7. 2nd and 17 as Harris changes the play call. 4 receivers to the far side. Whitaker releases the other way, and the pass hops and incomplete. Intended for Owens. So we'll see the newcomer kicking in the absence of the injured Swayze Waters.
Ronnie Peffer out of Wilfrid Laurier gets a chance. You got to believe that he's a little bit nervous. Got the butterflies. And an opportunity here. Swayze Waters out for probably 6 weeks.
Man, he won a little kick competition this week to earn the job. And with the wind at his back, they're going to let him. How about this? Welcome to the league. Go out there and kick a 50-yarder. Let's see what kind of leg the kid from Laurier has. Puts it up and puts it through. How about that? Well, if there were nerves, there might not be as many now. What a kick for.
How excited he was after that first one split the uprights.
Now, there may be some Golden Hawk fans are saying he was Pfeffer in Laurier, but he has asked to be called Peffer. Oh, a big hit on Kevin Glenn. The ball comes loose. Looks like the Roughriders got back on it, but huge pressure from Tristan Opala-Ugo on Kevin Glenn to welcome him to week 2.
Yeah, Opala-Ugo looks like he was free. I mean, he comes off this edge. And when Kevin Glenn comes out of his play fake here and turns around, he is right in his face, throws him to the ground, and Kevin Glenn took a second to get up.
Jerome Messam checks into the offense, an 8-yard pickup, and the big man crashes across the 45 for a first down. 4 carries, 75 yards last week. The safety, Jermaine Gabriel, with the tackle.
Yeah, that's what one of the things the Riders did very well against Winnipeg in week 1 was run the football. They get Weston Dressler back. That's going to help their passing game. You heard Matt Dunnigan talking about how important to get your #1 receiver back in the lineup is for a quarterback. There's Kevin Glenn, and Jerome Messam had the big touchdown run. Anthony Allen contributed with 100 yards rushing as well.
Kevin Glenn in his 242nd game, 172 starts. Most wins in the last 5 years. More pressure, and away goes Messam. And the Brampton, Ontario product is into Argo territory at the 54.
Well, we'll see both running backs for Saskatchewan, Jerome Messam and Anthony Allen. Messam's series out of the gate here, taking full advantage of his reps, and it may be a ratio issue as this game goes on. The Riders real thin after a bunch of injuries in week 1.
Devin Smith brings down the 245-pound back, a 9-yard pickup, second and short. See if they use it as a free down. And it's a direct snap. And it is another first down, and Messam's moving the chains down to the 45.
Well, the starters for the Toronto Argonauts on defense to try and stop Jerome Messam is going to be these guys. Corey Greenwood in the linebacking core. Cleon Lang had a good game and also controversial hit on Mike Riley. And Ricky Foley returns a couple years with the Saskatchewan Roughriders and is back on the visitor sideline.
Anthony Allen comes in, double tight ends. Ryan Smith, the receiver, to the short side. They look that way. Smith has the catch and brought down. A.J. Jefferson was there defensively along with Underwood.
Calgary as a backup got a ton of starting assignments due to injury. Same in BC when Travis Lulay went down. And when you add them all up, Kevin Glenn has won more games than any quarterback in the CFL since 2010 at 45. The Saskatchewan Roughriders in a much better situation this year than last if they were going to lose their starting quarterback in Darian Durant, who, as I mentioned off the top, got his surgery done on Friday morning.
So 4th consecutive year he started as a backup and very quickly has had to take over. Not necessarily all pro or all CFL, but he's all state, as in insurance. No more pre-plugs.
Okay. Corey Chamberlain had to cash in that insurance policy early in this season.
Glenn to the sidelines on second and short. Brett Smith, now #2 on the quarterback depth chart, comes in short yardage. He was out alone on the field yesterday doing visualization, and he's a hit away from being the guy. And the Wyoming product sneaks for a first down behind an offensive line that might have been the best part of the Roughriders team last week.
You consider they had over 200 yards rushing 100 from Anthony Allen, a nice long touchdown run of 53 yards from Jerome Messam in his 77 or 75 that he contributed with. So that offensive line, which was a bit of a concern with the losses up front, played very well in week 1.
First down, Glenn back in, rolling right, throwing over the middle, and it's caught. Jamel Richardson, who was targeted 12 times last week, more than any receiver in week 1, has the catch and another Rough Rider first down.
You see the veteran in Kevin Glenn too. In that very first play of the game, he took the hit from Opala Ugo. He has shaken that off on the roll here, and he threads the needle to get it to Jamel Richardson.
4 first downs on the opening drive for the Rough Riders. 497 yards of offense in the loss last week against the Bombers. First down. Glenn stands in, throws, complete, inside the 5. Weston Dressler in front of Brandon Underwood. Kevin Glenn's making an opening series statement, isn't he?
In the middle of that bunch to the short side of the field is the returning Weston Dressler, #1 receiver for Saskatchewan over the years. And look at the small window that Kevin Glenn had to put that football. Jermaine Gabriel can't believe it went right by him. The safety.
17 for Dressler. And it's first and goal. Messam stopped at the 1-yard line. Ricky Foley, the tackle, the former Rough Rider.
Yeah, he just took advantage of a bit of a hesitation there from Jerome Messam. Crashed down and made the tackle short of the goal line.
20 sacks in 2 years with Saskatchewan. And apparently a little autograph session for the fans after the game has been scheduled by the former Rider. Second and goal from about 1.5 yards out. Smith back in, 10th play of the drive. Bag in motion. And Messam gets stacked up. He might have lost a yard. As the Argos defense stiffens. Jason Vega in this week. And the fans want them to go for it.
Well, he rotated. Vega will rotate in on that defensive line, but that's a play that's not going north-south, it's going east-west. And Messam caught before he could even turn his shoulder pads around and head towards the line of scrimmage.
So we saw the kid with his first field goal attempt from 50 yards out. Now the 45-year-old, he can hit this one out of a rocking chair, can't he? From the 10-yard line. Dressler the hold, and Paul McCallum is back in green and white and back on the scoreboard. Good-looking opening drive for the Riders. Stopped. So they opt to take the kickoff. And again, it's Coons across the 35 to the 40-yard line, and wrestled down there by Dylan Ainsworth.
Just looked great throwing around some dumbbells and working on that shoulder. I asked Trevor Harris, said, good game last week. He said, hey, you got to do it every game like this guy does.
And you wonder what he would do for an encore. That play, Red, it's ruled incomplete. Picked up by Kevin Elliott. But Terrell Mays with the quick hit to sabotage that play.
I was most impressed with Ricky Ray and just all the weightlifting and the intensity of his workout. And I said, you look like you're ready to go. He said, no, it's not there yet, but it is getting there. And he said, I feel real good, ahead of schedule. He's on the 6th game, but they could take him off early. And Trevor Harris and Ricky and I were watching that Ottawa win against the BC Lions that we were. I wasn't looking late. They were.
2nd and 10. Over the middle. Pass is caught. And Hazelton's got the first down. Yards after the catch for Vidal Hazelton to move the chains.
And you know, he's in his 4th year, so he knows the system well. He knows the reads and progression. Starts out looking this way. Now watch how Trevor Harris takes the football. Hold it there. He's looking first over here, comes right back to the second read, and throws that strike over the middle. He knows where each receiver is. He's got the progression down. He's calm and poised in the pocket.
They were under 30% on second down conversions last week. He had a big one there, and the pass incomplete. Intended for Elliott. Pass behind him, but flags down, indicating probably offside against Saskatchewan.
Well, Tyron Brackenridge had come down from the safety spot, and this is the type of play that he brings. This is the type of intensity he brings. I'm not sure if he jumped.
Offside. Saskatchewan under defense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So 1st and 5. One area, Suits, that has been impressive for the Roughriders last week. They threw the ball to either Andre Dury or Chad Owens 15 times, 14 catches. It looks like the Roughriders have really prepared to take away those inside receivers of Harris today. Owens in motion. 1st and 5. And Whitaker stacked up at about the 50. So maybe a couple.
Two-time All-Canadian at free safety, and Tyron Brackenridge is one of those guys that has such great passion for the game that it's just infectious. It goes through the entire team. He had a talk to the team yesterday after the practice. He got them fired up before the game. He's come on one blitz already, not offside.
Missed the first game of the preseason because of injury. First time he'd missed games in his football career. Keenan McDougall started last week. He's out with a dislocated shoulder. Hand off and a big gain here. First down and some nifty footwork from Brandon Whitaker.
Over 100 yards rushing in week 1 for Brandon Whitaker. He also chipped in with 57 yards on a nice deep ball down the sideline for a touchdown in the passing game. But that's a great cut right at the line of scrimmage to bounce it outside, and then he goes one-on-one with Macho Harris, who had some issues tackling in week 1, and brings Whitaker to the ground there.
12-yard gain for Whitaker. 1st and 10 Argos, and looked like Brackenridge jumped the gun as flags fly.
I think that's the second time, Chris. It's just his timing is a little bit off, because Tyron Brackenridge is the best safety in the league at the safety blitz, and the timing of it last year.
There were times last year when he looked offside, and when you slowed up the tape, he'd hit it perfectly and was onside.
Offside. Toronto number 13. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Well, they're going to call Kevin Elliott offside. Well, looked like that could have gone either way.
No, it looked like it was clear to me that Brackenridge jumped it.
Oh, but Elliott clearly went there too.
He's even ahead of Brackenridge.
Yeah, so there's timing off there. Looks like the Argos were well offside, but no flag. And Whitaker gets outside. And Brandon Whitaker pushed out near the first down stick by Jeff Knox.
Love the call here from Scott Miletovich to go with this screen on first down. You get the penalty on the offside, so you're first down. So even if this screen is only going to net you about 5 or 6 yards, you get that penalty yardage back. It's a great call on first down. It's more of a longer shot, obviously, on second down. We see that happen to try and surprise the defense. I like Scott Miletovich calling that on first down, and he moves the chains. That's a bonus.
Well, you talk about having timing from this vantage point. Owens hit that line of scrimmage apparently perfectly. Almost looked like he was a stride or two beyond, but no flag. 15 yards and a first down. Fake to Whitaker. There's Hazelton. A stutter step, and the Roughriders rally to the football and bring him down. Finished off by the defensive end, John Chick.
Well, they're not wasting any time trying to get Tyron Brackenridge involved. They're getting him down on the line of scrimmage. This is the third that I've seen. And he comes upfield as if to rush. Trevor Harris sees it. It's a little screen to his wide receiver out the left side of the formation and reacts, redirects, and goes and gets involved in the tackle.
Should be the final play of the first quarter. Just 3 possessions. 9th play of this drive for Toronto. Harris over the middle. And it's another second down conversion. And Chad Owens with the catch this time. Took a big... So now working against the wind. In the score zone, 1st and 10 for the Argos. And Harris to the wide side. He's got a completion. And Kevin Elliott blasted by Brackenridge. There's a vintage Tyron Brackenridge stop on the play.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well-executed offensive play by the Argos, but this is the intensity that Brackenridge will bring to the lineup. Watch the hit.
But Elliott holds on, 6'3", 213, 11 on the play, and a 1st and goal. See if the Argos can cash. Fake to Whitaker, out of the backfield, touchdown! Kevin Elliott has his first Canadian Football League touchdown. Boy, you take that big hit, you get rewarded with a chance to put it in the end zone.
Well, you mentioned the size of Kevin Elliott. I mean, he's a big man at 6'3", 213 pounds coming out of that backfield on that little push screen, receiver screen after the hit from Brackenridge. No big deal for Elliott. Jumps back in, catches that, and walks in the end zone.
Scott Milanovich said he's not Jamel Richardson, but he's that type of receiver. Big, strong, good hands with speed. And Elliott in the end zone, and
first TD for him.
Pepper against the wind will attempt a 32-yarder for the extra point. And the kid is off to a terrific start. 11 quad injury has him sidelined. Good boot, hangs up in the air, brought down by Tristan Jackson. And Jackson is cut down. Brendan Landers with the tackle as we join Lee Jones.
Forest fires have really been devastating northern Saskatchewan, guys. 13,000 people have been evacuated to places like Regina, Saskatoon, and more recently Cold Lake, Alberta. The air quality index was a bit of a concern. Earlier this week, the winds blew in and it was about as bad as 10. So if you have a breathing problem, children, seniors, they recommended that you didn't go outside. There was a fear it might be that high today, but it has gone down, and so far, good conditions to play. By the way, the Riders donated several tickets, about between 500 and 800, to the evacuees here in Regina to watch a football game while they're here. So good job by the Riders, guys.
Yeah, we bumped into some of the folks that have been brought down from northern Saskatchewan, staying in the hotel, and our thoughts with all of them, and hope they can get back to their homes as soon as possible.
Yeah, and let me say on behalf of everyone here that we want to just thank all the people up there fighting those fires, putting their lives on the line to protect the people in those areas. Over 100, as Lee mentioned. And this morning at about 8:30, there was smoke all through Regina. It's blown through now.
Messam short gain, sets up 2nd down. Glenn from the pocket delivers. Pass is caught. Looks like it'll be short of the 1st down, as Rob Bagg has his first catch of the game. But a 2 and out, and the Roughriders will have to kick it away. So Ray early into punt, and Chad Owens has dropped deep, awaiting the kick inside his 25. Flag comes down as Early blasts it, and from the 15 it's Owens. And he's brought down up beyond the 25-yard line. We'll check the flag that was thrown at the snap of the football. Yeah. And once again, around the 25-yard line, Chad Owens awaits the early kick. Another flag just inside the 30, and a big return. Away goes Owens across midfield. And let's find out if this stands. It was well away from the play. And did the Roughriders release too quickly that time? We'll find out if this Owens return stands. No, it's going against Toronto.
While the ball was in the air, holding Toronto number 23. 10-yard penalties enforced from where possession was gained. First down, Toronto.
Vince Agnew called on the hold. So a 60-yard punt was wiped out. Now a big return by Chad Owens of 36 yards negated.
A bit of a strange fact here for Trevor Harris. To start this drive, he's going into what seems to be a win that's getting stronger by the minute here. But technically, this is his first road game. And his second start was in Fort McMurray. That was a home game for Toronto. And his first start is at home.
Those Argos are always tough in Fort McMurray. Oh, a fumble on that handoff. Who's got the football? Henry Josie into the game. The newcomer getting his first touch in the league, and he'd like to have a redo.
And just trying to take a look at whether or not that exchange was smooth from Trevor Harris, where he put the ball. The running back's got to keep his eyes down the field. No, it looked like it came out of his hands. Trevor Harris lost the handle, and it bounces off Josie's shoulder pads.
Terrific training camp. Looked like he'd be the guy. Didn't start last week as they went with the pass protection skills of Whitaker against Edmonton. Out of the backfield, a big hit there. Tristan Jackson steps up and makes the play.
And Tristan Jackson had a great view of that hit at the other end of the field by Tyron Brackenridge on the last play, on the last series, I should say. And as I mentioned, that becomes infectious. You want to be the next guy to make the big hit, and that's what Tristan Jackson accomplished.
Second-year receiver out of Manitoba, Anthony Coombs, with the catch, but Roughriders have done a terrific job shutting down that short passing game of Trevor Harris so far. So now Petford's got a kick into the wind. Decent boot. Real good boot to the 45. Jackson there. And a good return across midfield. 11 on the return and good field position.
And he didn't really want to go into it too much, feeling he didn't want to become a distraction and just be able to concentrate on football. Now, guys, he was not in right now in this series. They were working on his back and lower leg, trying to loosen him up as the defense has been on the bench a long time the last couple series with the offense out there. We'll have to keep an eye on that, guys.
Jason Vega's in that spot right now. Kevin Glenn with a connection to Weston Dressler. Best rider field position start was the 53, but now down to the Argo 40.
Kevin Glenn going to a little tempo offense, calling the plays on the line of scrimmage.
Second time the Roughriders have had the ball with the win. Their first possession was a 2-and-out, but now a first down and a handoff to Messam off first contact, and second effort gets him a couple.
Kevin Glenn with the wind at his back now takes some shots deep. And loosen up the secondary a little bit for the Toronto Argonauts.
Messam and Allen shuttling in and out, and Anthony Allen comes back in. 102 yards last week against Winnipeg. 2nd and 8 from the 38. Glenn over the middle. Rob Bagg stretched out and keeps it alive.
What a catch by Rob Bagg. That was behind him. Coming across, just sits down in the zone, and he has to extend to rip that one out of the air. Strong hands from Rob Bagg.
Top Canadian receiver last year. 54 catches, 803 yards, 10th in the league. Gets a big first down to keep it going, and now Glenn Richardson's got it, fumbles the ball. Argos have it. Jermaine Gabriel picks it up, and now being ruled incomplete. And I'm not sure.
On the field is incomplete pass. Second down.
Toronto Argonauts are indicating that obviously they believe this was a catch and a fumble picked up by Jermaine Gabriel. Now let's take a look.
Brandon Underwood with the strip. Now Richardson tries to secure it.
And keep in mind, we're showing you in slow motion. Let's show you one in regular speed and see if you get
challenge flags come out, Serge. Took a step with it, at least a step. But was he juggling it as he tried to secure the football?
Looked a little awkward from the get-go as Richardson kind of came back to the ball.
Challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass. They believe that the pass was completed, fumbled, and recovered immediately by Toronto. The play will be reviewed.
So Scott Milanovich trying to win the challenge. What he won't win, even if he's successful, is Gabriel might have run aways with that football after the recovery.
With his defense backed up against in their own end, he'll take the turnover. And the question is, did Richardson secure the football, try to put it under that right arm in a football move? Or was he still trying to juggle it? Was he still juggling it to try and gain possession?
Yeah, that's the question. Was he juggling the ball, or was he making the football move to get it safely onto the hip?
And here's regular speed again, just to get the pace. It looks like he puts it under his arm and is almost running with it for a step, but tough to tell. And remember that the ruling is incomplete on the field, so they have to find enough evidence to overturn that call.
And that might be the deciding factor.
Either way, if it was ruled a fumble, it would be the same dilemma for the officials. But a challenge for Scott Milanovich. He absolutely had to throw the challenge flag here. Let's take one more look from a different angle, and you see Jamel Richardson. He moves about 3 or 4 yards across the field there.
And I'm not sure he was juggling it.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. It was an incomplete pass. It will be second down.
I think Scott Milanovich had to challenge that because of the 3 or 4 steps that Richardson took, but as we mentioned, I'm not sure there was enough evidence to overturn the call.
So after the incompletion at 2nd and 10, Anthony Allen back in from the Argo 29. Glenn looking for Dressler. Holds on. It's a first down at the 15. Number 7 makes a difference in this Rough Rider offense.
Yeah, he does. Played 8 games last year, coming back from his tryout in the National Football League. Little dig route out here on Underwood, and he knows he's going to get hit. Defensive lineman coming back. It's Cummings.
14 and a first down. Right in trouble, and he is dropped. Kevin Glenn taken down by Euclid Cummings, who has his 2nd sack of the season.
Yeah, I got one up in Fort McMurray, and he's been a load to handle up front. In fact, one of the most impressive aspects of this Argo team that I don't think anyone talked about coming into the season was the play of their defensive front 7. All that Mike Riley could handle, and in fact, Riley was knocked out. A bit of a controversial call from Cleon Lang, but Euclid Cummings up front and Cleon Lang have been a load.
Loss of 8, 2nd and 18. Glenn steps up, delivers him well behind Jerome Messam in the flat. Well, field goal team will have to come on.
Yeah, Kevin Glenn was throwing to the spot that he believed Jerome Messam should have been in, and Messam had taken the play and had it evolved to it. He just turned it up. It just tried to make an adjustment on the fly. Jacques Chapdelaine getting the explanation from his quarterback, the offensive coordinator. Former BC Lion coordinator, now on the sideline of the Riders. And
so Paul McCallum back in. First kicking for Saskatchewan in 95, has his 2nd of the game, his 691st career field goal. Number 2 all time with now 3,028 points. Well, just a few blocks to the west of us, the new mosaic is well under construction, and it looks very impressive. About 50% completed.
Well, we're talking a lot about the wind in this game this afternoon here, and you see how sunk down that field level will be, much like Winnipeg Stadium. And that should cut out a lot of this wind in the future. But as you mentioned, they're ahead of schedule, and they've given themselves a whole year. The stadium should be ready a year before the team moves into it.
Should be ready in 2016, won't move there until 2017. Fake to Whitaker, over the middle, behind Kevin Elliott. Off his hand with Brackenridge lurking a few yards behind.
Well, Trevor Harris will put that on himself. He had a wide open receiver across the middle. And Kevin Elliott just missed him. Wind a factor even on those intermediate throws.
Second and 10. Three-man rush over the middle. It's intercepted. What a catch that is by the newcomer, Jake Downing.
Had a great talk with Jake Downing before the game. In his first start at middle linebacker, he just made so many plays on special teams in the preseason. The Riders had to keep him around. And he's just going to drop underneath this throw from Trevor Harris. And what an athletic play as he just slow plays it, patient, tips it to himself with the left hand. Makes an impact in the middle.
Boy, he was doing interviews yesterday and had freshman exuberance. He was like Ronnie Peffer, and delivers a takeaway for the Roughrider defense. Here's the fly sweep. Ryan Smith tries to get outside and is brought down at the 42-yard line. The safety Gabriel there again. First turnover of the game, and now the Roughriders back in Argo territory.
They've actually moved Ryan Smith out to play in Taj Smith's spot because he played so well in week 1. I mean, he had 3 for 77, a long of 53 yards. And so now they can play in different personnel groupings, but to get Dressler back in the lineup, they had to bump Smith out of that spot.
Saskatchewan.
And they have to take a timeout because they've got the wrong personnel grouping out there.
You mentioned Ryan Smith, good opening game, terrific training camp, and Corey Chamberlain has said don't be comfortable with the comparisons to being an understudy to Weston Dressler. Maybe you can exceed Weston Dressler eventually, challenging him to make a name for himself, and he has certainly done that early in 2015.
Of course, from rival schools, been talked about before, North Dakota State and North Dakota. But yeah, they want to keep Ryan Smith on the field, and Taj Smith's getting less playing time today because of it.
So second and a long 3, maybe 3.5. The hitter incomplete. We'll look into Dressler. Is broken up.
I think Brandon Underwood just times this real nice because you got to have confidence to jump a slant like that. It's such a quick throw, and if you're going to be that aggressive on it as a corner, especially playing off like Underwood is, he's basically playing the corner spot. He is the halfback for the Argos in the secondary. But that's just perfect timing on that slant route.
So McCallum, who replaces Chris Milo, who was 1 for 2 last week, 71.4% last year. McCallum was 90.5%. And he's 100% here in the first half. 3 for 3 as the fans welcome him home.
Standing early.
49-yard field goal for McCallum.
Well, we've got a chance. One of our teammates is on the DL right now. They're back at home watching. Don Landis, our director, who was in the hospital yesterday in Ottawa, but is recovering, and We're thinking about you, Don. Our teammate is down right now, but she'll be back.
Couple of tune-outs for the Argos. Go back to work, and they'll screen it. And a quick stop on the play. Brandon Whitaker brought down by Brackenridge.
Yeah, Brackenridge right there again. You're right, Chris. It's a great observation that one of the successful parts of this offense last week for Trevor Harris was the quick game, getting it into the hands of Chad Owens and Andre Dury on those little screens. And the Riders have rallied to that. Well, now he's against the wind, so it's tougher to throw the ball deep here.
Second and 11. 3 to the near side. Harris looked that way. Flushed over the middle, complete, and Gurley trying to power his way to the first down stick. Stuck his head down and gets close at the 45.
He got close. It was the first down marker is at the 45. They're marking the ball just shy of it.
One thing about these 3 new receivers for the Argos, they're all big targets, 6'3", 6'4". Gurley 6'4", 230.
And can run.
Third down, less than a yard. And are we at the 3-minute warning? I think they're going to call the 3-minute warning. So we'll have to goes by 1.
Not a lot of penalties.
3rd and 1. Big Adrian McPherson back in. Short yardage behind Van Roten. Flag down. Not much of a surge, but did that Rider front line up offside?
And as I say, not many penalties in the first half. I'm going to knock on wood because the moment I said it, we saw some penalty flags.
Offside, Saskatchewan. Defensive line, 5-yard penalty. First down.
So a fresh set of downs for the Argos at the 50. And it's their first down of the second quarter. So they've had trouble moving against the wind. Turned the ball over once on the interception by Doughty. Whitaker, not much. Into the teeth of that defensive line that has Derek Walker returning, just came off the 6th game, at a terrific rookie year with 32 tackles and 5 sacks.
Slides underneath in this rotation, makes a nice tackle on first down and put Trevor Harris into the win in a tough situation. The Riders secondary have done a nice job against Chad Owens so far in this game. He's been the target for Trevor Harris 3 times. He only has 1 catch to this point.
7 for 99 in week 1. 2nd and 8. Flag down. Harris steps up, completes it. Whitaker will be short. Into Rough Rider territory at the Saskatchewan 53.
He got hit awkwardly. He was sideways and got tackled low, and is real slow to get up and shake that off.
Offside, Saskatchewan number 52, 5-yard penalty. Second down will be repeated.
So an offside against Naomi Kenkalongo.
Well, let's take a look at the hit here. You see he's sideways, and that knee sort of, the left knee buckles underneath him. Kenkalongo is the guy making the hit.
And
I'm shocked that Brandon Whitaker is okay. He got up, and you see him grab the knee.
Especially with a guy who's had some knee issues.
You got Henry Josie behind him. He wants to stay in the ballgame.
So 2nd and 3. Actually, from this vantage point, looks more like 4. Looks one way through the reads. Anybody home? Gonna have to hit it. Back at midfield. A sack for Saskatchewan as Harris is dropped.
Now that's a covered sack. Saskatchewan Roughriders secondary covered down these big Toronto receivers, and there was no target because Trevor Harris went from one side of the field to the right there. You see his lead shoulder back and forth. He didn't like the crossing route. Brackenridge jumped that one, and finally the rush gets home, but a good decision for Harris not to rush it.
And a good series for Derek Walker, who comes up with the sack. Ryan Smith drops deep, under 2 minutes to go here, opening half. Peffer, another boot into the wind. First was 47, and kid's got a pretty good leg. You could hear somebody calling for a 15-yard penalty, but no yards call on the play, and the tackle made by Brian Roll.
Ronnie Peffer, after making that first field goal from 50, has played very well. Different ends of the spectrum here when you talk about the kickers in this game. One, a young kid getting an opportunity in Peffer, and Paul McCallum, the senior statesman on the other sideline. Paul McCallum was a rookie. Peffer was 1 year old.
Late stages of the half, the handoff, and the rumbling is missing. And he steamrolls over Underwood for a big gain off the left side.
Well, it's great blocking initially to get Jerome Messam the corner. He gets the help from the tight end set. Now he gets the corner. There's a nice kick out block inside, and watch how he finishes the run. He finishes it by running over Underwood.
18 for Messam. We might have a new Canuck truck. Short drop, Glenn, underneath, and the pass complete. Spencer Moore, the fullback out of McMaster.
Take a look again at Kevin Glenn here. Now we showed you Trevor Harris going through his progressions. Glenn does the same thing. The check down is over the middle.
Corey Greenwood, Kingston, Ontario native, had the tackle on Moore. 7-yard pickup, 2nd and 3. Another quick hitter, caught by Richardson, first down. Underwood there to make the tackle.
Interesting that Corey Chamberlain, over throughout the week, talking about week 1 with Jamel Richardson, said that he was still trying to sort of find his game again. And, you know, for a veteran of 11 years, you know, that you don't often hear that.
He almost talked about getting used to playing with a recovered injured knee and getting more confidence in what he can do. Flags all over the field. Smith gets away and brought down from behind by the middle linebacker Greg Jones. There are flags back at the original line of scrimmage and in the secondary. And looks like it's coming back. 27-yard pickup by Ryan Smith will be wiped out by the penalties.
Illegal block, ends to the face, Saskatchewan number 67. Illegal interference, Saskatchewan number 23, blocking downfield. That penalty is declined. We're going to go back 10 yards. We'll repeat first down.
So Dan Clark, Jerome Messam, both called on the play.
Yeah, I think it was 33. You're going to see it right here. Messam's coming out of the backfield and becoming a receiver, and he sees coverage, and watch how he is going to just put the hands right in the face of that defensive back, and down he goes. That was one of them. Didn't get the number of the Argo DB.
Just thinking out loud, the longest field goal ever by a Rough Rider, 62 yards by Paul McCallum. The wind at the back of the Riders. Can they get it in field goal range? Yes, they can. Weston Dressler bumped out around the 42. Oh, we won't see a 62-yarder.
Yeah, this is Weston Dressler at his best because he's just going to use his head here, and he'll just sit down on that sideline in between the deep coverage in the zone and the short guys underneath. He just finds that spot in between the two levels and sits down there and presents himself for Kevin Glenn. 32 yards for Dressler. He had only one 30-plus yard catch last year. Glenn steps up. Gets it away to Messon. And Messon will be getting tackled as Jermaine Gabriel helping out on the stop along with Devin Smith. Now this is something from Kevin Glenn that he doesn't get enough credit for, and that's his mobility. He can extend the plays with his legs. He looks a little faster than I remember Kevin Glenn. That's a couple plays in a row now where he's buying some time, stepping up in the pocket, then getting outside and looking for his targets. 36 years of age, second down, and it'll be a first down catch by Rob Bagg, who stops the clock at the 28-yard line with 14 seconds left. So in position to take a shot.
Regular field goal alert. Regular.
And the field goal unit has been alerted.
Just in case.
Yeah, one shot here, and Kevin Glenn's having problems getting the call.
660.
But Kevin Glenn looking sharp. Weston Dressler, 4 catches in this first half for 76 yards. Messon releases. Glenn has time. He's got the ball. Touchdown.
Now working on the same side, Weston Dressler and Ryan Smith, they put him into the boundary. Dressler's going to be the underneath layer, and over the top is Ryan Smith. Kevin Glenn just throws it up and lets his receiver run underneath it. He beats A.J. Jefferson.
Second touchdown in as many weeks for Ryan Smith. 28-yard touchdown strike, and they're going to go for 2. Trying to expand the lead to 7. Glenn to the end zone, batted down. Underwood with the play as he read the mail intended for Weston Dressler. We're going to get a challenge here, perhaps.
I'll let them sort that out. Let me show you the touchdown. Here's Dressler and how he influences the play by coming down the field, doing a little move here, and then becoming the next layer underneath of Ryan Smith. So he helps out and freezes A.J. Jefferson. Jefferson was looking at Dressler and lost his man. Ryan Smith gets in behind. And now Corey Chamberlain talking about whether or not he should challenge and see if that was pass interference on the two-point
challenging the ruling on the field. They believe there was pass interference on the play. The play will be reviewed.
Kevin Glenn went right to Andre Prue. Corey Chamberlain called an official over. On the scoring drive, Glenn 6 for 6, 76 yards in that touchdown to Smith.
See if there was any pass interference here down on the convert, on the two-point convert. There's the contact. May have a case.
Interesting that Corey Chamberlain yesterday thought that it was being called too tightly and that there was incidental contact on a lot of these plays that should be ignored. He's not looking for it to be ignored here.
Well, it's a matter of whether or not Underwood did not let Dressler move back towards the football. You see that left hand, and as he's pulling him, it looks like that left shoulder pad is being pulled backwards a little bit by Underwood. And the way they've called it, as tight as they've called pass interference early in this football season, I think Corey Chamberlain felt like, yeah, that's worth a challenge because they've been calling it so tight and there was contact with the ball in the air.
Even saw Ryan Smith look like he might have been held up on his route near Dressler.
Again, this is not part of the rule changes. The rule changes had to do with illegal contact, not defensive pass interference. I had a good conversation with the head officiating before this game, Glenn Johnson, about pass interference, and he said he thinks that what's happening early in this season is because of the changing in the rules to illegal contact. Here we go.
There was pass interference in goal by Toronto number 12. The ball will be placed on the 1-yard line, and the convert will be retried.
And on the 1, might be a different play in the playbook. Although they were stopped on the goal line in the first quarter.
Glenn Johnson telling me that he believes that it's becoming a little clearer cut for the officials to be able to actually see pass interference now because of the illegal contact change. There's no touching of the receiver or rerouting them at all after 5.
Here we go with Messam to the goal line. Looks like a flag might have come down as Messam gets in.
He's saying offside Toronto anyway. But I did see one official signal that he was in.
Offside, Toronto. That penalty's declined. The 2-point attempt is good.
So on the second try, they get the 2 and make it the 17-10 lead with 8 seconds left here in the first half.
Well, Ryan Smith gets the touchdown. Nice throw and catch, but the assist goes to a guy who's made a big impact in his first game of the 2015 season. I'm talking about number 7, Weston Dressler. Boy, he draws attention. A couple of catches in this first half, and A.J. Jefferson just got caught looking at 7, and when he did, number 2 snuck in behind him.
6 for 6 on the drive, and after punting on their first possession with the wind, it's field goal, touchdown and 2-point convert here in the second quarter for Saskatchewan.
Hey, Smitty!
On the previous play, we had offside on Toronto. A 5-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
So they'll kick off up at the 40.
Notice the rotation at running back for Saskatchewan. It's been a ton of Jerome Messam in this first half. Anthony Allen not seeing a whole lot of the field. Just 5 plays for Allen in the first half. 24 plays for Jerome Messam. And he's been on a bit of a roll, but there's also a ratio issue that they're trying to balance.
Comes from the goal line. And the former Manitoba product is stuffed before he reaches the 20. Couple seconds left here in the first half.
Well played first half. Both teams have to think about the wind and how they adjust their game planning. I think the one thing that maybe Trevor Harris and Scott Milanovic can talk about at halftime is trying to push the ball when they do get the wind at their back a little bit deeper and try and loosen up the secondary for Saskatchewan, get them to back up a little bit so the underneath and intermediate stuff is there. They'll have the option likely to take the wind in the fourth quarter.
We're through 30 minutes here. Well played first half, and it sees the home side, the Saskatchewan,
to this second half.
Peffer kicks it off. Tristan Jackson on the return. And he's got something. Up over the 45. And to the 52-yard line.
Good half by Kevin Glenn. Of course, all the talk all week about Darian Durant and Kevin Glenn taking over this offense. Durant got surgery on Friday morning, gone for the season, and Glenn looks sharp out of the gate. And 5 for his first 5, put it down on the goal line. They didn't convert there, but late in the half, Ryan Smith, nice throw to the back of the end zone.
78% since replacing Darian Durant, and a completion here at midfield. Short gain for Ryan Smith, who had the touchdown catch from Kevin Glenn in the first half. Paul Appolise made a good point in the halftime. Kevin Glenn was talking about this yesterday. Finally, the whole week of reps to get some chemistry with his receiving core.
Well, and keep in mind, he's worked with Jacques Chapdelaine before. They worked together in BC. He knows this offense.
2nd and 6. Argos showing pressure. Here they come. Glenn got away. And a sideline throw to Beauty. Hooks up with Jamal Richardson. Oh, he dropped it down and threw that one from his hip pocket.
Boy, Jerome Messam he was between a rock and a hard place here. He's right here. Now, he's got two guys coming through his gap, and he's got to try and block. Which one does he block? He's got to block the inside player. So Messam makes the right decision. Glenn takes the extra blitzer. Nice move to get that play and that ball out of there.
First down, 8 straight completions. Fake to Messam. Wide open. Smith's got it. But he had to reach back. Otherwise, that might have been another touchdown for Ryan Smith. 24-yard gain.
Well, you can see the awareness in the offense from Kevin Glenn. He understands it. Not just the plays that he's running, but the why with the play. And on that play action fake, he knows exactly who should open up.
Didn't get in the red zone in week 1. Here for the 3rd time, a touchdown and a field goal today. Anthony Allen left side. Crashing down to the 11-yard line. First carry of the game for Allen, who had 11 runs for 102 last week.
Nice tandem, but when they put Anthony Allen on, then they're going to have to try and balance the ratio either with a fullback or maybe S.J. Hedera, who's been added to the roster.
Spencer Moore checks in along with Allen this time. Second and 3, direct snap. And Allen spins to the 10. It's going to be close.
Boy, decision time for Corey Chamberlain here.
Greg Jones, the middle linebacker, makes it interesting, and Andre Proulx does signal it's 3rd down.
Yeah, and Corey Chamberlain walked all the way to almost the 30-yard line trying to get a look at it.
You got 33. Jerome Messam, and 3rd and less than a yard.
Brett Smith on his way in there, and Messam in the huddle. Just don't run. If you're Saskatchewan, you don't want to see that play where Messam was going east-west.
So the short yardage grouping with Brett Smith. And he'll keep it left side, and that's an easy first down.
What a push from the left side of that O-line.
Well, Brendan Labatt, three-time All-Canadian.
Why not?
Get the people movers in there.
All-Canadian last year as well. That left side, they got leverage, they got low, and they got a great push. And Brett Smith, just look at the bubble he had to push in right in behind Brendan Labatt and Xavier Fulton.
Saskatchewan at 13 men in the formation. This is a 10-yard penalty. First down repeated.
Messam went in for short yardage and then stayed in. Anthony Allen came back in.
And you mentioned it, because of the ratio, personnel groupings, important for Corey Chamberlain here to get the right guys on the field. And here in the 13th man is a 10-yard penalty. Chris Getzlaff in motion. He's had a quiet game so far. They're going to look for him. Got it. Devin Smith with the tackle as the first catch of the game for number 89.
He was a target 4 times in week 1 and caught all 4. Not one drop from Getzlaff. The middle receiver, number 89, just going to run that crow route. He's got a corner from Rob Bagg in behind him. Don't be surprised to see Kevin Glenn go back to that corner to Bagg.
So second and goal after the 11-yard pickup from the 6. Here comes Heat. Glenn in. Touchdown. There's Getzlaff back-to-back and a touchdown for Saskatchewan.
He had to extend. He had to reach to get it. Glenn again laid it out there. Looks like the wind maybe carried it a little bit.
Not a flag. What's the call?
Prior to the ball being thrown, major foul, face mask, Saskatchewan number 64.
Ouch.
15-yard penalty, second down repeated.
Levi Adcock, the right tackle. Impressed the way Kevin Glenn stood in there. Got the ball away, but 15 yards back after the call against number 64.
Yeah, there's your right tackle. The bottom of the line here. And from that replay, did not see his hands in the face.
Oh, they got the wrong guy?
But maybe got the wrong number, yeah.
This second and goal again. Glenn dumps it off. Messam. That's going to take a touchdown off the board for the Roughriders. Field goal unit has to come on.
Yeah, that's a big one, because that now, when you have the wind at your back, you're Saskatchewan, you want to take full advantage of that, because it's a longer quarter. In the fourth quarter, should be a couple more possessions, and that's the quarter that Toronto will have the wind at their back. So touchdown comes off the board on the penalty, and Paul McCallum gets out there.
I believe I said the Riders got a touchdown in the red zone. This will be their third field goal in 3 trips to the red zone if McCallum hits it, and he does. So it's a 10-point Saskatchewan lead, just past the 6-minute mark of the third quarter. For the home team, first possession of the second half for the Argos. Chad Owens in motion. Harris steps up under pressure and gets to the 40 and has 5. Last year, same date suits. Chad Owens, 11 catches, 159 yards, and a touchdown. And just 1 catch here so far today.
Just 1 catch for 11 yards. They've been covering down on Chad Owens well. The other guy who's limping off right now is Andre Dury. Last week, the two of them had 162 yards of offense combined. They have just 13 and 2 catches, and Dury just gets hit, goes down in protection there, and just saw him limp off the floor. They're checking him out on the sideline.
2nd and 6. Harris, a crosser, and a first down as the catch is made by Hazelton. Up at the 45. Guy they've compared to Dontrell Inman in style. Jake Dowdy on the scene once again. 4th catch, 27 yards for Hazelton on the day. They fake the sweep to Coombs, come back the other way, Whitaker. And a cutback close to midfield for Brandon Whitaker, and about 8 on the play.
Anthony Coombs is the misdirection on the play. He comes across from right to left for Trevor Harris. Little fake there, and then going the opposite direction is Brandon Whitaker, but it was the patience of Trevor Harris waiting till Whitaker cleared past Alex Hall that made the play work. Marcus Brady and Scott Milanovich put the playbook together, and Brady making the call.
2nd and 3, and Whitaker gets away into the secondary and down at the 30-yard line. His best run of the game, brought down by Tyree Hollins, the wide side corner.
You know, and where Whitaker is in his career, he still has the moves in the hole. He still has that shake and bake he needs. He's got great vision. He's got the lateral movement that he needs as well. I don't see the breakaway speed he used to have in his early days in Montreal. But boy, has he been effective in a week and a half.
27-yard pickup. He has 77 yards from scrimmage in the game. And it's a first down. Argos. Fake to Josie, and the throw in the flat. Again, that short pass game in the flats not that effective here. Anthony Coombs, the intended target.
Anthony Coombs is going to play for a lot of different players. He plays in behind both Chad Owens and Andre Dury. We saw Dury limp off, so he may see more of him in this second half.
Second and 10, 5 receivers, 6 out now. Harris on the run, and he got tripped up. Macho Harris got him on the ankles, and upends Harris short of the first down.
Jake Doughty, Macho Harris, a pretty good game tackling. Made up for a week where it wasn't so good. This was just tremendous hustle and effort from the backside by Macho Harris. He's coming on the blitz. Nice little disguise there, like he was going to go out and cover. And look at that extra effort just to trip up Trevor Harris, because he had a wide open Chad Owens in the end zone.
They'll go for the third sack of the game for Saskatchewan. And here is Pepper from 41 into the wind. And he's missed that. And they're going to concede the single. Tristan Jackson puts down a knee.
He led the CIS in punting average, so they knew he would do a good job in the punting game. And so far, so good. They've been impressed in the first 3 quarters, guys.
Kitchener native who averaged 45 yards into the wind punting in that first half. Here's Dressler with the catch. Pickup of close to 6 as he makes his 5th grab of the game.
5th catch, assisted in the touchdown throw. Yeah, he's made an impact. 82 yards of offense from number 7.
Riders have scored on each of their last 4 possessions with the wind at their back. Glenn trying to keep this drive alive, and will. And Chris Getzlaff is back in the offense after a quiet first half.
Well, Glenn isn't locking into any receiver in particular. I mean, even though Dressler's got 5, he's got the 82 yards. He's taking what the Toronto defense has given him. This was just a flat route that Getzlaff's going to open out. You can see the room he has.
Riders reset and hand it off to Messam. Straight ahead, not much there. Greg Jones, the middle linebacker. Euclid Cummings at defensive tackle.
Week 1 for the Toronto Argonauts defensively. Jermaine Gabriel, their safety, had a big game, and Scott Milanovic talked before the game about him. He's been pretty quiet tonight. They've left him back there to just stay free in the middle. Forced a fumble. Fort McMurray against Edmonton. Haven't seen a blitz.
Second and 8. Glenn from the pocket, almost picked. In and out of the hands of Devin Smith, and flags fly.
They may be discussing whether or not that ball was tipped.
There is no infraction on the play. The ball was tipped. No infraction, incomplete pass. Third down.
Yeah, once the ball is tipped, then it's everyone's live behind it. Dressler was the intended target over the middle. The ball is tipped there. The contact happens after. Underwood was just carrying through as if he was going to tackle Dressler, and that's the correct call.
So Ray Early comes on. Wind at his back with just over 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. Sailing it down inside the 10. Owens wants it to bounce in the end zone, and it will through for the Rouge. So it's a 10-point lead again on an 80.
It's been a bit of a quiet game for the guy who got out to such a great start in 14.
Note to all the folks in Winnipeg. Food drive there on Friday when the Alouettes and Joaquin Cato pay a visit. Out in the flat, wide open is Gurley, who put his head down Up against Macho Harris, a good collision. And we've got a flag in the Argo backfield.
Terry's George was down and slow to get up. I think he got poked, or he got poked in the eye or hands to the face.
Illegal block, hands to the face. Toronto number 54. 10-yard penalty will repeat first down.
I think you got this one in ISO, don't you?
Yeah, we do. We were going to take a look at right tackle Chris Van Zyl. He was sick yesterday and was questioned to even play in this game. He's been battling through it. You can see he just gets his hands up too high and into the face mask of Tay George.
Eastern All-Star, 6-year vet. First and 20. They'll swing it out. Here's Owens. And unable to get outside. Terrell Mays in the vicinity.
So what does a veteran all-star right tackle do? He takes a penalty, comes back in the next play, and then gets up to that second level, make sure he cuts off the linebackers so they can't get out there on that screen.
Matt Webster, the extra defensive back for Saskatchewan in this passing situation. 2nd and 16. Over the middle, it's complete, and yards after the catch, not quite enough for Chad Owens as he gets brought down. How about the range of John Chick to make that tackle?
Must have heard that I mentioned it was a quiet afternoon so far for number 97, John Chick, but he hustles to this one, fights off a double team. That's probably why it's been quiet, a little more double teaming on that side. And he catches Chad Owens. Now Andre Dury is on the bench with the ice pack on his knee, so it looks like his day may be done.
Hate to see that with the history of knee issues he has had. Here's Peffer, who has booted well into the wind. This one will come down at the 32. And good downfield cover by the Argos. Well, it's been a good response. Roughriders trying to avoid an eastern sweep of the games in week 2. With a shovel inside. And a tackle by Greg Jones as Ryan Smith is the ball carrier.
I mentioned Kwasi Antwi. He got an earful from the coach in practice because the Riders were looking to see if he could maybe fill the spot of Shea Emery and get a lot more playing time in this game this afternoon. And Coach Chamberlain's question to Antwi is, look, you're in your 4th year now. You've got to be stepping it up another notch and starting to contribute on defense. Didn't get there, and he heard about it.
2nd and 3. Stay on the ground. And did that ball come loose?
I think it did.
Ball's on the ground. Anthony Allen. And who has it? 13 seconds remaining on the clock. Was that the last play with the wind for the Roughriders? And they're still battling under the pile. And is Allen okay at the bottom of that pile? Argos are convinced they've got the ball. And they still haven't completely unpiled. There's some guys hurt in there.
I think Anthony Allen just wants to get out of that pile right now. It gets ugly at the bottom of those piles. They're saying it's the Argos.
Argos football. And before they unpile, there might be some arrests.
Well, let's just make sure and take a look at whether or not Anthony Allen was down by contact. Now, the ball is out for sure. The ball is out, and that is a fumble for sure. Now it's a question of the fight afterwards, and it looked like the pile landed right on the right leg of Anthony Allen. Thought Brandon Underwood may be down there too.
Levi Adcock looked like he had first shot at the football for the Roughriders, but that Underwood shooting in to create.
Yeah, it was. He forced the fumble. Brandon Underwood with that hit created the fumble. And they're still attending to him.
Jason Vega's in the middle of it, and it is Underwood that was hurt after forcing the fumble. And they had Argonaut athletic therapists on the field before that pile was completely sorted out.
I've seen a lot of those piles. I've never seen trainers in them. It looks like Anthony Allen's okay. Going to take another look at Underwood on the sideline. They're still trying to stretch him out too.
But it is a turnover, and the Argos will have the wind in the fourth quarter. Get one last play in the third quarter here. That was just the third carry of the game for Allen. And the turnover's now even at 1 apiece. So with the wind at their back, almost already in field goal range. Trailing by 10. And off to Whitaker. And Whitaker has about 3 to 4 down to the 40 on the final play of quarter number 3.
Now take it around the end to keep the ends honest, and he's got to push the ball deep at some point.
Glenn rolling right. And he looks for Getzlaff, whose momentum takes him out close to the first down. He'll have 9 at the 26-yard line.
I haven't seen much of this, but Jacques Chapdelaine going deeper into the playbook into overtime gets Kevin Glenn on the roll. Outside of containment.
Kevin Glenn's career high 506 in a game against Montreal back in 2009. Huge numbers this afternoon. Messam on 2nd and 1 has the first and more to the 20. Man, it's been a good day for Jerome Messam.
Rob Bagg just coming into the game.
Receiver set, pitch to Messam, got away, spins at the 10, and now he's wrapped up. Forward progress close to the first down.
We saw earlier in this fourth quarter, Jermaine Gabriel, the free safety for the Toronto Argonauts, leave the game. He walked off. He's not back in there. Right now playing safety is Matt Black. I wonder, with this running game going, Saskatchewan doesn't have to necessarily take a chance deeper into the end zone here, but we'll see if they test Matt Black. In for Jermaine Gabriel over the middle here.
And Vincent Agnew is in for Devin Smith. So a couple of changes in Jordan Younger's secondary. And it was a first down, 1st and goal. Glenn steps up, little shovel, and Messam again. Crashing down to the 1. Brandon Isaac saves a touchdown.
He has been a workhorse this afternoon.
Double threat.
And how many, is it just me, or has there been 3, 4, 5 of these right over the middle where Glenn's dropped it down to him?
And flags down, and they're going to be kept out.
Boy, that looked dangerous.
It did.
Quick throw there.
Dressler the catch. Flag came down.
The timing of this play just did not look right.
Again, the Argos apparently offside down around the goal line.
Offside. Toronto, the defensive line. Ball will be placed on the 1-yard line. Automatic first down.
Rule of thumb there is that the interior defensive lineman, one of the two, have got to set the line, put their hand down and set it. The teammates then line up according to him. I'm not sure if it's Cleon Lang or not.
Well, at the goal line there, it's a penalty they shouldn't take. Brett Smith in. And he'll plunge, and I don't know if he got there. Hervé Tournier pulled him back.
I don't think he did.
No signal.
The first surge looked like it The D-line for the Argos onside this time got low, and he did not cross the plane. And did not want to reach out with the football. We've seen quarterbacks do that before.
So 2nd and goal. Brett Smith remains in. And they give it to Bagg for Turner. Walk in.
Single motion from Bagg on the last play on the quarterback sneak. They didn't get it on that. Run basically the same play, and this time give it to Bagg coming back the other way. Bagg comes like this. And they ran this exact motion on the previous play. This time, turn around and hand it to him, and he gets the corner.
And as you mentioned in the rules, you have to go for 2. And it's this play that might be a decider.
Yeah. And the Argos know what they need now. That's why they went on defense first.
Argos weren't ready there, and I think they took an intentional penalty.
They were offside. Toronto, number 28, at the distance to the goal. Wow. Will replay the convert.
Isaac took the penalty because they were a man short.
But it puts it half the distance.
But it does, half the distance. And that's a mistake, but there have been some injuries on that Argo defense, and somebody didn't cover off. Ansah came in late. Kwesi Owusu-Ansah. So going for 2. They'll hand it off to Messam. And he won't get there. Second effort nearly, but Tristan Opa-Palugo able to hold off Messam long enough. And now the Argos with a converted touchdown can win.
Opa-Palugo gets down in that 4-point stance. Boy, does he get quick penetration, not blocked, because Xavier Fulton is blocking down on the play. So he's in the backfield, and as soon as Glenn saw him get there, he had just released the football. If Glenn keeps that and it's a fake and he gets the corner, he gets the convert.
Vega with the tackle. So the Roughriders get 6 from number 6. But will it be enough? Owens hit the line, trying, but Harris can't find him initially. Now downfield, open man! And is it caught? The really good catch. No, it's going to be waved off incomplete. As Harris short-hopped it to the intended target.
Harris aimed it. He wanted this one. You could see his reaction. No question it bounces. You can see the reaction of Trevor Harris because he aimed this ball rather than just throwing it, letting it go. He has wide open receiver. Hazelton back there. First of all, Chad Owens is wide open. He misses Chad Owens on the seam route. There's Owens as Brackenridge is trying to rally to that. Harris gets an open receiver on the scramble, and then he aims the ball instead of just throwing it up. Or Hazelton walks in. But I think that first replay clearly showed it bounced to him.
Going to go to the command center and review that to make sure Hazelton did make the catch, but looked pretty clear that that was off the turf. What a missed opportunity. Hazelton tried to sell it.
It actually looks a lot closer in that replay than it did originally.
And you know, he may have made the catch. Tristan Jackson's waving it off.
That is a lot closer than I thought originally.
Yeah.
Usually you can tell by the pellets from the turf bouncing up.
There's the one that makes it look like it could have bounced or did bounce. Or the hands underneath.
What you can't see there, is that right hand underneath the ball. Maybe from this angle you can see the hand a little bit better.
Off the hands and up, perhaps. Is that conclusive? Hazelton went right to the end zone and celebrated what he thought was a catch, and The closest official did not rule it incomplete.
That replay looks like his hand got under it.
Wow. This is going to be a tough call for guys a long way away from this field.
I originally thought I saw it. I didn't think.
And you're right, no pebbles.
And no pebbles.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. It is an incomplete pass. It will be second down.
Okay, not enough evidence, but boy, that was a lot closer than I thought originally.
No reaction from Hazelton as if they missed the call, so take that for what it's worth. Second and 10. Fake to Whitaker. Harris under pressure. Down the way, and does Owens have the catch? They're ruling it a catch, and a first down at the 25.
Boy, he was close to stepping on a bounds there. It looked like that left foot.
And almost a bobble as he was going out. Take another look at this one.
Previous play is under review by the command center. The previous play is under
He did secure it.
He was good there.
That's another clutch catch for Chad Owens.
They're taking a look at it.
ruling on the field is confirmed. It was a completed pass. First down, Toronto.
Good footwork by Chad Owens.
And a good play by Harris because he had Weldon Brown in the neighborhood applying all the heat. First set of downs at the 25. And it's Whitaker. Little stutter step and down to the 20 for 5. And again, it's 3 down territory for the Argos because they know they need a touchdown.
You know that Trevor Harris throughout this entire game has run this play a ton, and what he has not done once is kept the ball and faked it to Whitaker. It's allowed those ends to crash down for the Roughriders on defense. Now he's got to put it up.
Cruz is quickly brought to the turf by Knox. And it looks like the penalty is going against the home team. Did Terrell Mays get caught for a helmet-to-helmet hit?
Major foul. Roughing the passer. Saskatchewan number 20. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
It's a high hit to the head.
Harris looked a little shaken.
Just as Trevor Harris was throwing the football, he steps up in the pocket here. Now he takes that throw. You see the top of the head of Terrell Mays under the chin of Trevor Harris, and he goes down. No question, that's a penalty.
Harris stays in. First and goal from the 9. Receivers wide side. Harris pumps. Now dumps it. Whitaker. Touchdown.
Trevor Harris. Come on.
He thought about taking off.
This is his 3rd start in the Canadian Football League, in overtime, in Mosaic Stadium, hostile territory, runs with his eyes up and drops it to Brandon Whitaker. What a play.
And they're going to go for 2 and not put it on the young kicker. Excuse me, they have to go for 2. That's right. Thank you. In overtime. So for the win. Harris pumps. Trouble. Not going to get there. We'll get a second round. Little rough stuff at the end of the play. Yep.
Want to lose a player before the second round of overtime.
Macho Harris came off the quarterback with a little shove on Trevor Harris, and the Argos took offense to that. But no flags, and we'll do it again.
Coverage downfield. Trevor Harris didn't like what he saw and had to pull it down. Brandon Whitaker in there in protection. He steps up and he takes Macho Harris on the block initially, and then he slides under, and it was a little bit of that push to the head that Whitaker got up into the face of Harris.
So the Argos go again on offense. Or do they flip the coin again? In the past, it would be automatically, unless they're going to discuss what end the two teams want to go.
I think they automatically switch ends in overtime so that the other side of the stadium can enjoy some action.
Just not sure why the captains came back out, but maybe Kevin Glenn came out to tell Chad Owens they weren't going away either. What a good afternoon and evening of football, and still not done.
You having any fun yet?
Again, the Argos trying to cap an Eastern sweep of week number 2. Trying to match those Ottawa Red Blacks at 2-0. And
Brandon Whitaker still talking to the Saskatchewan defenders.
Roughriders trying to even their record at 1-1.
He's got to get back and get that focus again. He's a veteran. Sure, we'll switch it on now.
So into the wind. Still looking for a win. Fake to Whitaker, pressure on, and Harris takes off. And he'll be close to a first down. Gets 9. On the run, Jake Dowdy, the tackle, the middle linebacker.
Trevor Harris wanted to get his big guard out of the way. Big Wayne Smith is kind of rumbling down the field there after he took off here. Harris gets pressure from the right side off the edge from Alex Hall. And then he just says to Wayne Smith, get out of the way, get moving, man.
Harris has passed for 252 yards on the day. Maybe a 3-down, second and 1. Well, they'll hand it off, get the first. And Whitaker gets 5 more.
That's what I mean about the veteran. He was in that pushing match with Macho Harris, and a younger player may lose his concentration and then make a mistake in a crucial moment. But Brandon Whitaker is a veteran, 7 years, got back, got his head back in the game, and nice first down run there.
Argos have done a good job up front today. Once again, without their veteran center, Jeff Keeping. First down, fake to Whitaker. Pressure coming. Harris takes off. And this time upended just beyond the line of scrimmage.
Trying to fool the Saskatchewan defense there. He gets his tight end out of the backfield.
Derek Walker trips up the quarterback. He'll come off. Brandon Tennant, 7th rounder, comes into the game. Out of Laval. They're not in 3-down territory now because they're going first.
No.
And this is a big 2nd and 8. Flag down. Argos looked offside with an open man. Touchdown. Is it coming back? Hazelton into the end zone.
I think they're saying procedure.
Illegal procedure. Toronto, no land, 5-yard penalty. Will replay 2nd down.
So an alignment issue cost them a touchdown. But would have put Scott Milanovic just through ahead.
You got to have an end on the line of scrimmage to the top of the screen. All 3 receivers were off. All 3 receivers to that side of the formation. They did not have an end on the line of scrimmage. And little formation takes that touchdown off the board.
Roughriders were short a man. Out comes Walker. 2nd and 13. Over the middle. Busted up. And a flag comes down. Brackenridge closing too quickly on Owens. And that will give the Argos a fresh set of downs.
There's the veteran in Brackenridge. Remember when that touchdown throw to Owens when he was off Owens.
Pass interference, Saskatchewan number 41. Automatic first down.
This time he lined up deep and shot up and jumped that crossing route by Chad Owens. Now, how early did he get there and how close was this? Here's the dig route from Chad Owens. Brackenridge coming downhill to get to him. Does he turn Owens as he's reaching around to stop to knock that ball down? That's the call.
Owens 8 catches on the day, 7 have come in the second half. First down, into the end zone, touchdown! Torrey Gurley and the Argos take the lead in this second overtime.
There is a young quarterback in this league that has arrived. There's Torrey Gurley. Let's take one more look at the pass interference from Tyron Brackenridge.
There, a split second too soon. And they got Brackenridge on the safety blitz on the touchdown. Now the two-point attempt. Harris dumps it off. Coombs, does he get there? No signal. He does not.
Well, let's take another look at this to see if he did cross the plane, and I think it's exactly what Scott Milanovic is going to say. Make sure you take a look here.
Previous plays under review.
I think he may have got there.
The question is, was his knee down, Anthony Coombs' knee down?
That's a sensational effort by Coombs.
So it's not down there. It doesn't look like his knee touches. He dives. The hand can be on the ground. There. Plane broken. Let's take a look at this one.
Coombs getting attention in the end zone, but what an athletic play by the former Manitoba Bison.
Knee never touched.
And that is two, or should be. What an exceptional play by Anthony Coombs. There's a reason the Argos are so excited about this kid who gets a chance today in a critical situation with the injury to Andre Dury. And if this does go the Argos' way, they're assured of a point, because there's only 2 mini games and they'll have an 8-point lead.
On the previous play, prior to the ball carrier being down with contact, he broke the plane of the goal line. Therefore, there's a score of 2 points on the play. 2 points on the play.
What an athletic play by Anthony Coombs. Gurley on the post for the touchdown.
So the Argos know they are not going home empty-handed. And the Roughriders will try and salvage one. First down, 35. They swing it out. Ryan Smith. What a day. Ryan Smith, another first down. And they're calling for somebody on the sidelines. Somebody shaking up down there, and it didn't take long for them to show concern on the field.
Yeah, and it looked like it was Ryan Smith on the hit. He got sandwiched.
175 yards on the day for Smith.
This is a big hit. I think he got shots from both sides. Brandon Isaac on one. Matt Black coming from the safety spot. And in the back of the head, I think it was a hit from Black. Not an illegal hit in any way, but good to see Ryan Smith walking on his own to the bench.
Coach challenged him to play his way out of the shadows of Weston Dressler, and he has done that and more.
Mission accomplished.
Got his team a first down. And now from the 25, first down. 4 receivers out to the wide side. Glenn going to take a shot the other way. And Getzlaff's got it.
Comes down to a 2-point convert for the win.
Not done yet.
Or the tie.
Or the tie.
Or the tie. 2-point convert or the Toronto win if they don't get it. Down to 1 play.
This is what we signed up for.
Yeah, this is exactly it. Layered route by Getzlaff, who was late to the party this afternoon, but has come up big in the fourth quarter and now in overtime. Can they get a point on this 2-point attempt?
What a huge 3 yards this is. For the tie. Throws back. Incomplete. Just out of the reach of Chris Getzlaff, and the Toronto Argonauts have come up with another win. First in Fort McMurray, now in Regina, and the East sweeps the